Hey guys, John here with Terminal Goblin Games, and today we're going to be talking about dice probability. So you've probably heard me in the past talk about like average numbers and stuff and doing like little calculations, and you're probably wondering where the hell are you getting these numbers from? Well, today I'm going to show you, and using this awesome website called AnyDice. So to begin with, let's talk about swinginess. If you've ever seen people criticize the mechanics of Dungeons and Dragons, you've probably seen them say it is swingy. And if you don't know what that means, let me calculate 1d20 here. Alright, so the swinginess they mean is that there is a 5% chance of you getting any number on that d20. So you have as much chance to get a 1 as you do a 20, or a 5 as you do a 16. Now, you may be thinking, oh, well, there's modifiers, there's bonuses, there's advantage, there's disadvantage, or whatever in 5th edition. So let's calculate that too. Let's say you got a +2 to your d20. You see, it remains consistent. Now let's do something crazy here. Say you have a +16. Same thing. Let's check your at least. Okay, so you have a 100% chance of getting at least a 17. Let's take this back down to the +2 we had earlier. Alright, so you see you have a 100% chance of getting a 3, and then it keeps going down. So the reason it is swingy is because there's such a big gap. Like your level 9 fighter has as much chance of hitting a goblin as a level 1 if there was no modifiers involved. And he can always miss. So let's do another calculation here. Let's do 3d6. If you're watching this channel, you probably know about rolling 3d6 down the line to generate stats. Let's do this. So let's actually look at different die probabilities. So you see here, with that 1d6, we have the same thing going on as with our 1d20. There's an even chance to get every number. Look what happens when we add a single die. Now we've got this thing going on here. You have a 16% chance of getting a 7. That is the highest percentage of anything on here. Let's add another one, 3d6. You have a 12.5% chance of getting a 10 or 11. So you see these averages keep going up, and you see these averages going up here, and as we go down, you see this curve is getting so as we're going down here, you see this curve is getting smoother and smoother. Let's go all the way down to 66 and see what happens. So again, you'll keep seeing that this curve gets flatter and flatter, much like the Earth. So what does that mean for calculating averages and damage and stuff? Let's say you have 3 skeletons that all do 6 damage. Let's see if they all hit, then they're probably going to do 10 or 11 damage in total. Let's go back to this at least. So at 3d6, they have a 90% chance to at least do 7 damage, and then they have a 62% chance of at least doing 10. Those are pretty good odds. I would bet on those. And you could do this for any combo of dice. Let's do. If you somehow had if you're rolling for some reason 2d20 and 4d6, you see quite a big number spread, but you're still looking at still got that nice curve here. And this is why stuff like dice pool systems like I guess GURPS, or GURPS is just 3d6, but Shadowrun and stuff like that. You'll see that your characters are more consistent because you're rolling more die and therefore having more of a chance of getting that average number that you need. So here we are in the basic fantasy book, and we're going to do some calculations here. So let's assume your level 1 player has chainmail. Got an AC of 15, and this is ascending AC. Go down to some orcs since they're also a level 1 monster. So you see they have a hit die of 1, and they have a 1d8 damage. So this orc will be rolling a 1d20 plus 1 because his attack bonus is going to be 1 against the player's 16. As you see, he's going to have the equal distribution across, but let's look at this at least. So at 16, he's got a 30% chance of being able to hit that player in chainmail. I have a 15, I'm sorry. So he's actually going to have a 35% chance of hitting a player in chainmail. And if you're into the whole balancing thing, or if you want to know the logic behind it, this is great site, and you can you could check on stuff, especially if you're doing custom stuff. You can make sure it lines up, or you could just copy damage numbers from the book. But that is all I have for you today. Hopefully you enjoyed, and have a good one. See ya.